Greetings, Kooplings! Donnie Reese here from PSVG, and I'm here to provide you my review for Soccer Slammers on Nintendo Switch. Now, Soccer Slammers is the latest offering from Atooi. Those of you may recognize that studio name because they're the folks that brought us Mutant Mudds and Xeodrifter to Nintendo Switch. They're also going to bring Chicken Wiggle to the Nintendo Switch. With Mudds and Xeodrifter, they brought them to 3DS as well as PS4 and Xbox One. And this newest game, Soccer Slammers, is a 2 versus 2 take on the game of soccer with some arcadey, frantic fun mixed into the world's game. There are 2 modes. There's Quick Game, which features up to 40 teams, includes Team USA, who didn't make the World Cup, as well as a Mudds team, for those of you looking to have some more Atooi-laced fun. And the Quick Game allows up to 4 players to play local co-op. There's no online play in this game at all. And the second mode is the World Cup, which features 32 teams from this year's World Cup competition that's currently going on right now. And that sets you up in a league type take where you actually get matched in with a group and you can go and try to win the World Cup. And it features two-person local co-op, so you can take on the world with a friend locally if you'd like. Soccer Slammers has a really interesting look. It's very much kind of like the Pokemon Quest art style. It has these blocky, voxel-like characters, and they're very cute. You can swap out color swaps for uniforms, and they have different hairstyles and different colors, and it's very nice. The field of play is very flat, basic design, and the soccer ball that you play with actually has up to 5 different skins that you can use. Some wacky and others just look like soccer balls. My kids enjoyed swapping those out quite a bit as we played almost every half. Now, we played this game here in the house this weekend, actually most of the day yesterday, and we tried to play it in all the different ways that we possibly could. So I played it solo. My solo experience, I would classify as probably my least favorite. It's a tough game, like really challenging, especially if you try to jump in, I would say at the higher or normal, even for me, the normal ranked difficulty proved to be quite a bit of challenge. Not undoable, it just took some time to really get used to it. And if you're a very competitive gamer, you might find a lot of challenge here. It gets crazy. There seems to be like some random actions that you have to account for when you're playing Soccer Slammers. There were times where the ball would just careen into the goal, or the ball wasn't hit as hard as you would expect it to, and it still went in. So there are just some things like that if you're really into competitive play, it might frustrate you a little. So be prepared. Now, the local co-op play, I would suggest, is my favorite. I played this game for an hour with my son. We played a multiple different modes of 2v2. We took on the World Cup. We were not successful, but we took on the World Cup. We played against each other. We played against each other at the medium level of difficulty, the lowest level of difficulty, the highest level of difficulty. And we played we did all the same difficulties on the same team, playing together as a team. And we were very successful at actually all different levels of difficulty, which makes me really think that adding the extra human element, I'm not sure what the balance is, but when I added the extra human element, whether it be 2-player or 4-player, we really started to have a lot more fun. And we really felt like we were more in control of the game. It's an arcadey game. It's not. We had scores that were 13-12 and 10-9. But especially when we got to 4v4, we had a lot of fun because at that point defense seemed like it was on an equal plane with the computer player. When we removed them, it was like we were all on an equal level, and that's when we started to get into some real tense action, or some tense action games that were 2-1, 3-2, all the way down to the wire, taking the last shot at the final buzzer, no less, as the clock ticked down, and that was a lot of fun. But the 4-player, if you guys remember these things that Nintendo sold us when the Switch came out, these little things that go on your Joy-Con? Soccer Slammers, I feel like, is the first time I've used these since the Switch came out, and last night it was a bunch of fun. My son, my daughter, my wife, and I sat down and we played Soccer Slammers for about 2 hours in 4-player mode, and we mixed and matched all the different pairings. We tried all the different difficulty settings, and that was the way that we enjoyed this game the most. So if you don't have a local co-op companion, I would possibly, you know, like really look into this game, watch a lot of gameplay. We have 2 videos up for Soccer Slammers already. Watch that and really check to see if it's something you might be into. But if you do have local co-op play, I would say that I would recommend this quite a bit, especially if you're into sports. I mean, if you're a sports fan, your family's into sports, or you just like some competitive gaming, this could be something that's right down your alley. I mean, Soccer Slammers really feels like it could be like one of the really fun, awesome mini games in like a Mario Party or like a Wii Sports or any like collection, like sports game collection, because it definitely has that feel. It's fast, it's fast-paced. Matches don't take any more than 3 minutes. You're in and out, and you can score from almost anywhere across the field once you really start to get going. I did notice it seems to have, while not completely true, it seems to have like some rock, paper, scissors type effects, specifically on defense. If you go for a tackle and you miss and you leave your opponent open to take a shot at you, it doesn't seem to really matter where they are in the field. They could be all the way on the other side of the field, and if they get the angle just right and they get a full shot off, it's typically a goal most of the time. There were more than a few occasions where the family and I were questioning the talent of our own goalie because we were like, how did they score? So there's a lot of that. Again, the randomness to an arcade game was a lot of fun. But again, the 4v4 is how I think I would enjoy this game most. It's how I'd recommend this game. It's how I look forward to playing it more in family settings, holidays, get-togethers. This is going to be a lot of fun, kind of filling in that Overcooked style. So it's just in time for the World Cup. As we mentioned, it's going on right now. So Soccer Slammers is joining a slew of other soccer games that just hit the Nintendo eShop. There's Legendary 11, there's FIFA, I think there's a pinball game. So everybody's trying to get out for the World Cup. Soccer Slammers is only $10, so it's $9.99 on the Nintendo eShop. And, you know, while those other games are also soccer, you know, they're more simulation realistic takes on the game of soccer. So they're 11 versus 11. They're probably gonna have more advanced control styles and schemes. I really wouldn't compare Soccer Slammers to those. I'd really compare Soccer Slammers to like other, you know, sports games that are kind of in this mold or in this subgenre, you know, so like Madden NFL Arcade, if you remember that game from PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, where you could play, you know, 3-on-3 football or 5-on-5, something like that, or NBA Playgrounds, which has 2v2 game of basketball, which is currently available on Nintendo Switch. This is more in that mold than in the FIFA mold. You know, let's show you how to use all these different controllers and swap, you know, rosters in and out and all that. Yeah, there's none of that going on. Control-wise, it's a really simple game. You move with the stick, shoot with the A button, you pass with the B button, and you tackle with the Y button. There's also a trigger that you can hold to run fast, and that's it. So like I said, it's real easy to pick up and play, and I think that makes it a really good option, again, if you've got less experienced gamers, if you want to bring in your partner, your wife, your boyfriend, or your children, or other family members that don't play a lot. Like, this is the game that you can hand them a controller, take 1 minute to show them what to do, and all of a sudden you guys are having fun, as opposed to, you know, trying to teach them how to play the actual game of soccer and how to deploy strategies and whatnot to be successful. So ultimately, in brief, that's really what I thought about Soccer Slammers from a day's worth of testing. It's really fun. It's really good. So $10 over there on the Nintendo Switch eShop if you're looking for some frantic soccer-paced fun. And I hope you enjoy. Make sure that you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you make sure you don't miss any of our podcasts. And remember, you can find us over there on the blog at psvg.blog, as well as on Twitter at psvg.